everyone! So today I decided that I was gonna make some sushi donut. So I had to go to 2 different stores to get all the ingredients I needed for this recipe, and I will be using things that I already had at home. The first thing I got is some sriracha mayo or spicy mayo, cucumber of course, some avocados. I also got a couple options for the fillings of the donuts. I have some crab meat, canned crab meat, canned shrimps, and some plain white tuna. But they didn't have everything that I wanted, so I had to go to another store. There I got salmon, fish again. I got some ahi tuna. So it's the red tuna. It is frozen. I couldn't find anything fresh. I'm going to throw these in water before we begin cooking so we get time to thaw out. I also got some black sesame seeds, and I was looking everywhere for sushi rice. I couldn't find any, but I got a medium grain Calrose rice. It is quite similar to the sushi rice. You can see that its shape, it is shorter, it is a little bit chubbier. This should be okay. I also will be using a couple other things from my pantry, like rice vinegar, some sugar, salt. I have regular roasted sesame seeds, sesame oil, teriyaki sauce, soy sauce, and some green onions. I put the rice in my rice cooker to get it started. Alright, so here I have my Black & Decker rice cooker. It's quite simple. It's a small one. You have the warm option and the cook option. You just press down here when it's all ready. So you want to prepare your rice according to the package or according to your rice cooker's directions. For mine, I put 3 of these cups in here. I'm going to be topping it off with water to the 3-cup line right here. Then I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt and a little bit, about a tablespoon of butter in here. And then I'll just hit the cook button and wait for it to be done. Now I'll be making my rice vinegar mixture to go on top of the sushi rice. The first ingredient, rice vinegar. You'll need also some granulated sugar and some salt. I'll be putting about 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'll be mixing it all in, and then we'll be pouring it over the rice once it's ready. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to be prepping my vegetables. First, I'll be chopping these green onions. Set these aside. The avocado, what you'll want to do with it, you want to make sure that when you choose an avocado, it is mushy and ripe enough for this. If it's not ripe enough, you're going to have a bit of a hard time. I'm just going to be cutting it all the way around, all the way like that, and giving it a little bit of a twist, and it should come apart just like this. You can remove the pit like that. You just want to go around. Do it a couple times if you need to, and voila! Just pops right out. Now you flip your avocado, and we'll be slicing it in very thin pieces like that. And we can fan it like that, and see these are a bit bigger pieces, but we'll be able to use these pieces on top of the donut. So cucumber, you want to make sure you give it a wash before you start. You can remove the ends, it's up to you. For this, I'm not going to peel my cucumber. I'm just going to cut it in smaller pieces, maybe in 1/3. Like this. And now you can use your knife, or you can use like a potato peeler, and you can slice down your cucumber to get long strips. So like that. This strip here, not very useful. You want to have a little bit of that cucumber fresh in there. So this one will be okay. It's a little thin, so I'm going to keep going. Another thing you can do is you can grate some carrots. You can use that in place of fish eggs, salmon eggs. You can use that. But other than that, that's it for the veggies. Now we're going to prep the fish. I'm going to start with the least messy, which is going to be our crab legs. All I'm going to do is split them in half and sort of spread it open a little to expose that meat. And just like that. I'm gonna move on to the red tuna. You wanna make sure you have a very sharp knife. So I'm just gonna slice this sort of uneven edge off. So I'm just gonna put this piece here. And now I'm gonna do the whole length again. A thin piece. Not too thin that it falls apart, but as thin as you can muster it. Alrighty, now we're gonna move on to the salmon. So since I'm not making too many pieces, I'm gonna simply start from the area of the fish that I would like. And I'm gonna start where the veins sort of meet. I'm gonna slice straight down all the way to the skin. Make a nice line in here. And now, evaluating my situation, the way I hold my knife, it would have been better maybe this way. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna give this a try. Again, be very careful when you're cutting fish. Using slow strokes, angle your blade downward to make sure you're not cutting your fingers. Keep going. And here you go. So this is my first piece. It is triangular. It's a little bit thicker than I would have wanted it. So this is the top of my fish, my salmon. And you see these beautiful lines. It will be great to decorate our donut. Feel a lot of bones on this one, so I'm gonna cut out this little middle row. So this is a salmon bone. You don't want to have that anywhere near your sushi, so remove that. Alrighty, so it seems like that's mostly what I'm gonna get out of this side of the salmon. If you're making more donuts and you want more salmon, you can cut this way as well, small strips. So I will give you guys an example. That's usually how I do my nigiri sushi. Here, I'm just gonna slide my knife and cut it off the skin. So as you can see, I just went straight down and sideways to get it off the skin. I did get a little bit of that brown fat that I'm just gonna trim off. And now you have another pretty piece of salmon with the lines. You get to use more of your fish that way, I find. Alright, so our rice is ready. It's done cooking. For medium length, it does look quite sticky and fluffy, which is great. I'm going to be putting the rice in this container and then drizzling over our rice vinegar mixture here
that we prepared earlier.
So I'm going to transfer my rice over into the bigger bowl. And you do want to mix in your rice vinegar mixture while the sushi rice is still hot. All right, now that this is empty, be grabbing the rice vinegar. I'm just going to give it one more mix and pouring it over. When you're mixing, you don't want to over mix your rice because you'll be smushing it. You want to fold over and swipe through.
So here's maybe a better angle of what I mean by you fold over and you want to swipe through like that. Fold over, fold. It's a little bit difficult with one hand, but you don't want to over mix.
Now we'll be making the fillings for your sushi donuts. I have 3 kinds prepared for today. I have a white tuna spicy mayo mix. I have a crab meat and mayonnaise mix. And my last one will be a shrimp teriyaki. Let's get started with the tuna, the spicy tuna one. So I'll be grabbing a spoon. Just want to spoon out all of those chunks of tuna. You want to just empty out that can. And I've opened up my bottle of spicy mayo. I'll put enough in there. I don't know, maybe like this. I will adjust as I mix. If it gets too dry, I'll add a little bit of the mayo. I will add maybe 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. Really not a lot, just a little drop like that to make it a little bit less dry. Now I will also add a little bit of chili powder. Just add a little bit more flavor in there. So kind of like that, just coating it. So I can already see that it is a little dry. I'm gonna need more of the spicy mayo. See, it still looks a little bit dry. So I'm gonna add some mayo. So all in all, I think I'm using maybe 1/4 of the bottle. It seems like a lot, but you don't want it to be dry in the middle. It looks more uniform, like a uniform paste. So I'm gonna leave that there. The second filling is gonna be crab mayo, and plop it down there. For this one, I'll be using mayo and the green onions that we cut previously. Put about a tablespoon of them. I'm gonna spoon, it's about 1 tablespoon of mayo. We'll start with that. Actually, maybe 1.5 tablespoon. And I'm gonna give it, show you guys, it's kind of pretty fluffy. It's still a bit dry. I might add a little bit more mayo in there. So I will add maybe 1/2 to 1 more tablespoon in there of mayo. Yeah, that's a little better. See, it's a little bit more sticking together in clumps instead of falling apart and being too dry. Alright, so second one done. And the last one, the teriyaki shrimp. So I'm just gonna put those in here. So I will pour over this. It's Golden Dragon teriyaki. It is my favorite teriyaki. It's really up to you what kind of teriyaki you want to put in here. As you can see, it is very thick. I'm just gonna coat it nicely. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of sesame seeds to this one. So just like that. I didn't put too much teriyaki. So now I have my 3 fillings. You can very easily mix and match these recipes. So now I'm at the assembling part of the sushi donut, which is the harder part. Most of the videos that I've seen, people are using a silicone mold that is easy to pop the donut out of. Unfortunately, I don't have a silicone mold, but I do have this actually little cake tin that's supposed to be for a donut. And I am going to try to use this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Saran Wrap, and I'm going to put it in my mold, just like that. Okay, just like that. So that when I'm done putting my rice and my filling, I can just flip it and take the Saran Wrap off, and hopefully I'll have a successful sushi donut. So here's my sushi rice. It has been cooling down for a little bit. Grab a small bowl of cold water and dip your fingers in it in between molding your rice donut. For this, I'm just using plain old water. I'm just gonna dip my fingers so that it doesn't stick. All the rice that has stuck to my fingers will be falling at the bottom of this bowl. So we'll start off with a little scoop of rice. Just start off like small, and we'll build up. So I'm gonna put my rice in. I'm using my rice paddle to push up against the mold. I'm gonna cover the mold while still leaving an indent in the rice for my filling to go. So this is kind of what it looks like so far. I'm gonna do this all around. So this is what it looks like right now. We are going to spoon some of that tuna mixture. So off camera, I did add the other can of tuna that I had bought. It's just the same thing. I thought it was a little bit too spicy for my liking, and I added a little bit more sesame oil. If you do find that it is too spicy, I personally think the sesame oil helps to cool down that heat, and so it looks like that now. It's basically the same consistency. Another thing you can do if you find that spicy mayo is a little bit too strong for you, you can add maybe a tablespoon of regular mayo to it to cool it down. Now, I'm gonna try and be careful not to break my edges and to really get in the middle here. My fingers in my water, and we're going to be topping the donut off. Saran Wrap to shape the edge of my donut and kind of compress it more in here. Alright, moment of truth. I think I'm just gonna lift my Saran Wrap. Let's see how sturdy we are. Ooh. Maybe I'll have to flip it. Okay, we're gonna be flipping. Ooh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it in its little Saran Wrap wrapping like this. I'm gonna put them all in a plate, and I'm gonna throw them in the fridge. All right, time to decorate our donuts. So I'm gonna start with the tuna. I'm a little nervous taking it out of its plastic wrap. See how it goes. Gently, very gently remove it. Holding okay, I'd say. Oh yeah. All right, we have success. We have a filled sushi donut. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead with the fun part. You get to choose whatever you want to put on it and decorate it. I'm gonna do this one tuna. So I'm going to do black sesame seeds. Cucumbers, I suppose. think for this one, we're going to do some avocado. Alright. I'm going to top mine off with a little bit of shaved carrot. A little mountain of shaved carrot. Oh no, my avocado. Ta-da! What do you guys think? I think it turned out pretty good. It could be better. The plating could be better. The avocado could be thinner. That probably would help it stick a little more. This side is, that's clearly the back side. And we have some cucumber over here, and some shaved carrot, and black sesame seeds, and tuna. It looks pretty good to me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and decorate the other ones. Now we're gonna be moving on to the crab-filled donut. So for this one, I'm gonna use my just regular white sesame seeds. So we're gonna grab our imitation crab. Some cucumber. There you go. That looks nice. Okay, so now we have a little bit of area for the avocado. For decoration purposes, I'm going to use this leftover cucumber. So I've just cut my cucumber in strips like that, and I'm just going to deposit it in here in the middle. That's okay. And I'm going to do a couple pieces of green onion. There we go. So this is the crab sushi donut with a crab mayo filling. Sesame seeds on this side. We got the crab on that side. Some avocado with the cucumber and the green onions, and more cucumber in the front. Alright, on to the last one. So somehow my teriyaki shrimp one ended up being the salmon topped one, which I probably would have done like a salmon chunk filling if I had more time. And if I wanted to do an extra donut, then I would have done a shrimp teriyaki and then tempura shrimp on top. But this is what we're at. So I'm just going to try and decorate my plate. So I took my teriyaki sauce and I just did a sort of a 3 little spot, and then I moved my spoon. It's not the best plating, but it works. This one here, I am gonna put, instead of sesame seed, a seaweed nori komi furitake. It's like a seaweed, salt, and sesame seed mix. So my hand is kind of stuck on the saran wrap. Got it. So that's what we're gonna try and do. Ah! No! The edge's coming undone. I say we did it. Okay. Alright, let's clean this up a little. Alright, let's do the salmon on this side. Seems like that's what I did for most of them, right? Salmon, yeah, meat. Oh no, that one's completely different. I think I'm gonna do salmon over here. Yeah, let's do salmon on this side. Okay. thick as I thought it was gonna be, so I think I am gonna do avocado there. I'm gonna do some cucumber here. Alright, so I'm gonna use my carrot pieces, thin carrot pieces that I cut that I haven't touched, and I think I'm gonna put them beside the salmon to go on with this sort of color scheme, and then put a little bit of avocado. I think I'm gonna use avocado rings. You'll see what I mean in a second. Avocado time. So what I was saying for the avocado, this one's full of carrots, is I'm gonna use this piece here that's like a ring, and I'm gonna ring it on top like this because they're the only pieces I have left, and they're a little difficult to place. Alrighty, so now I want to add something right here, like a flower, maybe a salmon flower. Let's see if I have anything that'll work to make a salmon flower out of. So salmon flower is kind of just a small thin piece of salmon that is rolled up in on itself. Perfect. Like this. And we're gonna drop our beautiful flower right here. Ooh, it looks really nice. Okay, let me just wash my hands and I'll come show you guys. Here is our salmon shrimp teriyaki sushi donut. I'm gonna give it a little spin. We have the salmon, we have the seaweeds over here, we have our little cucumber that keeps lifting. That's okay. Cucumber on that side, our beautiful, gorgeous salmon flower, avocado sticking off the edge, some carrot, and we are back to salmon. Very proud of this one, guys. I do wish it was salmon cream cheese in here, but that's all right. Alright, so I'm done, you guys. I made my 3 sushi donuts, which are right over here on the table, and I'm going to be digging into them. Before I do, however, I did want to point out that it's about 7:30 now, and I started this recipe at 4:30, so it did take 3 hours to make. Of course, I was stopping here and there to record and, you know, do a couple takes and things like that, but it does take a while. I definitely suggest doing the donut part itself the night before and let them sit in the fridge. It'll probably also help with them staying together better when you're decorating, and then the day of, just decorate. They were a lot of fun to make though. I think I'm gonna start with the spicy tuna one. I'm just gonna grab that piece. That looks delicious. You guys can see from your side, my side, it looks fantastic. Get you guys to see. All right, let's give this a try. Very good. Ooh, I'm getting the kick from the spicy mayo. That red tuna, the frozen red tuna, fantastic. I'm gonna try the next one. So the next one we made was the crab one. I'm never gonna be able to eat all of these. One is plenty for one person. Take in here. So this one is the crab. I really like this one. It's like creamier. I think it's because of the mayo. Definitely creamier than the tuna. Delicious. I feel like this would also be good with the cream cheese, but the mayo makes it creamy enough on its own. And the green onion, just delicious. I really like this one. And we're gonna try our last one. Salmon with shrimp teriyaki filling. And I'm kind of disappointed I didn't do cream cheese salmon. So we'll see. We'll see. Ooh, okay. This one is falling apart a lot easier than the other ones. It's probably because the shrimps are whole instead of being minced like the other two were. Anyhow, let's give it a try. Alright. Okay. So, it's pretty good. The filling is good. But teriyaki is pretty strong, so it kind of masks a little bit of that salmon taste. Something lighter would have definitely been better in this one. I think the filling would be associated really well with like a deep fried shrimp, deep fried squid, something a little bit of a stronger taste. The lightness of the salmon is kind of lost with the teriyaki, so not my favorite. Still really good though. This experience was really fun. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again anytime soon just because of how time consuming it was, and I think the payoff, they look beautiful. I'm definitely gonna post these pictures to my Instagram, but the taste, it does taste pretty basic. Like each bite you kind of only get one of the toppings because the toppings are so big and the donut is so big. Honestly, for how hard it was to make, time consuming it was, I say hand rolls are so much better. So much better. I don't know. I would rate this experience maybe like a 6. It's fun and it's beautiful, and if 5 is average compared to any other supper I would make, then this is pretty much average. It would get more points for visual, and like it is fun and it's visually beautiful, so it would get lots of points in that category for presentation, but the effort wise it loses so many points and the payoff isn't that amazing, so just slightly above average. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I didn't ramble on for too much. I'm gonna try and do my best editing it down. Anyways, let me know if you want me to do any more cooking videos. I do really enjoy cooking. That's what I've been doing most of my spare time these days. So let me know. I would love to keep this series going. Thanks for joining me on Cooking with Sills.